Hey guys, it's Anthony with another snapshot of an awesome game called The Rival Networks. We're going to break down the rules in this game, just give you a quick idea how it plays in a relatively quick amount of time, so that way we can all get to playing, which, we need a lot more time for that. So again, it's Rival Networks. This game is all about literally rival networks. It's a two-player game of a game that's actually long out of print called The Networks, and they released a two-player variant of it. It's a cute little game that basically goes into two literally rival networks, slotting shows into their different time periods. Now we're going to start off with the basics of the game and go from there really quick, okay guys? So first off, again, two players, you each have your own sides. You have blue side and yellow side. Obviously I'm the blue side in this case. There are 3 time slots to fill, and you have your green room, which is kind of a storage area for the cards that you get during the game, and reruns, which is where your leftover cards go. Now, you have 3 time slots, like I said, an 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, and 10 o'clock time slot, denoted by the different icons here. Okay, that's important because the shows that you put into those slots get bonuses based on matching icons. Now, the game starts, you have these 3 awesome shows right here, like Get to Know Your Lower Colon and The Wild World of Forks, which is actually one of my favorites right now. And then you have your stars, your kind of little generic stars that can do a little bit of everything. Now, you're gonna go back and forth and take turns back and forth, and refill these cards as we go. Now, you have first, of course, your shows. Each section of scoring is denoted by seasons. You have season 1, 2, and 3, which will go on to a final scoring at that point. So, we're going to season 1. You have 3 shows you could pick from. I'm going to start. So I could choose from one of these 3 shows first off. Now, each show has a generic score for any time slot. It has a specific score for that time slot, which you score more points, which is a good thing. And then it has what kind of genre it is. For example, that's the action genre. Like this would be a comedy, or this would be a sci-fi drama. It gives you a little help reference to understand the shows as you go along. So, for example, I want the Blue Detective. I'm going to take that. That's the start of my turn. I get to put it in one of my time slots. Now this is an 8 o'clock show with more points, so I'm gonna replace Get to Know Your Lower Colon, Goodbye Lower Colon, and put that in your reruns, which is where the show slots go at that point, if you're replacing them. Now you have the Blue Detective. I'm airing this. Now comes the scoring. What happens as soon as you put anything in these slots, you're gonna score. So I'm gonna get the score for the matching symbol because it's the 8 o'clock time slot show. So I get 3 points. So I move my marker because each marker, of course, is for each player. Move it 1, 2, 3. I'm going to go up here. I'm going to knock yellow out there entirely. Now, each of these symbols on this chart, this eye symbol right here, is a viewer. Viewers are how you score points in this game. Little handy tokens tell you exactly how many points you have. So anytime you go past one of these icons on the chart, you score a point or a viewer. So immediately putting Blue Detective down, I score 1 viewer. I get this. I put this on my side. Now from there, I choose a combination of an ad and a star. Now the stars and ads are linked together. They will come out and be side by side. You have to take the card next to it when you choose it. So example, if I want to get, for example, the soap opera star, I will have to take the frozen yoga, which actually sounds really awesome, along with it, which is not a bad thing necessarily, but it does kind of constrict you in case you want more ad revenue, which I'll get to in a minute. So I'm looking at these stars and ads. Now, first thing I want to look at is what the stars do for me. The stars are only good in certain shows. So you have, for example, the soap opera stars action and drama, where the Shakespearean star is only drama and sci-fi. Now, I really want to put on my Blue Detective. It's my new show. It looks like it's got like Grover or something in it. I don't know, but it looks super cool. So I want to get an action star in there. So I'm going to choose my soap opera star because she's the only one who can do action. So I have to take her along with the associated frozen yoga card. Now, these will go to my green room right here. Now, at any point when you take those cards, and actually, I'm sorry, my green room is actually down here. I just like putting it on the tiles a whole lot. Now, at any point then, after you acquire a star and an ad, you can use them. However, when you do use them, you have to put them on the same show, and that's important. What happens is I have 2 stars now. I can assign them to any of my shows. However, I can only put them to 1 show at a time. So if I want to put my local tricycling champion and the soap opera star to a show, I both have to put them to one of the shows, which is fine for now. I think I'll do that. I'll take these 2 and I'm going to assign them to my Blue Detective. When you assign these, you immediately score the points that are in the upper right-hand corner. So there's 2 for this and 1 for this. I'm going to move this ahead. 1, 2, 3. Now, she didn't actually really do me any good because it did get me past another viewer count. So I score another viewer chip. But for example, that's maybe why you might not want to put down as many stars to one show if it doesn't get you past another viewer ranking. In other words, you don't score anything with it. But we'll do that anyway. We'll put that there down for now. Now I also have this frozen yoga. This gives me points. Now it says if you have multiples of them, it'll give you a different point value. Each one has its own basically spiff or whatever. And what you do is you spend these cards to buy network cards. Network cards are a one shot per game card that gives you some kind of spiff or some kind of bonus. So basically you will chuck these cards and basically just discard them to buy a card. Now these cards are 6-7 million, but let's just say one of them is 5 million for the heck of it. I'll toss this card, get an enticing contract, let's say. Say it's 5 million. I'll put this out on the board. That stays on my side until I want to use it. But essentially it's a one-shot effect. So I get this enticing contract. What happens is it gives me access to a megastar. We have a pile of megastars. These are guys that are worth like big money. They have pretty much wild effects, so they can go into any show type. And they also give you 3 points as compared to usually the lower points or more limited stars. I would turn it sideways because it doesn't want you to discard it. Some scoring actually is based on how many of these network cards that you have. And you pull the megastar, poof, and it's yours. But you can't use this again at all during the rest of the game, so you kind of put it off to the side in a stack. Now, that would be my whole turn. That's literally my whole turn at this point. It's going to go over to the second player's turn. I take my viewer points that I scored, I put them on my handy dandy little bank. We'll just use the Blues bank for now. We're gonna get my handicap. Dump them on in here. And that's so that way you also don't confuse how many chips you get. The cards will refresh as we go along. So now that my turn's done, this will refresh and these will refresh as well. And now the second player will also take their turn. Now, it's going to go back and forth like that, back and forth like that. This season is going to fill out alive as far as we're concerned. I like that. That's actually a really cool show. I'd watch that anytime. So these seasons are going to come out more and more until you get to a season finale. So guys, the season finale right here is the scoring card. Now, what happens is when you get to this card, eventually you're going to just, like, say, churn through these cards, and you're going to get to a season finale card. Now, once you get to the season finale card, whoever takes that card ends the season. You get to score and you'll move on to season 2. There are 3 seasons total. And so it kind of gives you a little control of when you end the round. However, these seasons don't start refilling until this card is taken. So really all you have is once this card comes out is 2 more cards out for people to take before someone's forced to take that season finale. However, it does give a little wiggle room if you want to, say, try to cram in another show or 2 to improve your score, or if you want to end it before the other person can improve their score, gives you the option to take that and kind of, knock them out of the season. So again, you'll go through each season and it repeats again for season 2. So you get a season 2 finale, same way, and then a season 3 finale. Now, each season has particular things that you win extra viewers for. For example, season 1, you win the 9 p.m. time slot. In other words, if you have more points on this board for the 9 p.m., I should say this board, for the 9 p.m. time slot, you will get an extra viewer. Or for the second part, have exactly 1 sitcom show in your lineup. You have 1 sitcom show in your lineup, you're going to get an extra viewer. And so you'll keep going, getting these extra little bonuses as you go along for the different seasons as well, getting you more viewer points, which go in your cute little network bank. And then you'll keep going like that until the game is done. The only thing I should mention is you do get bonuses actually for particular kind of shows, all filling your lineup. So for example, if I get 3 action shows, if I grab more of these Blue Detective-like shows where they're all action and put them all in my lineup, you do get a bonus. Each different type of show, if you fill your whole lineup with that kind of genre, each gives a different bonus. So if I get 3 detective shows, for example, in my lineup, I draw 1 star and 1 ad card from their decks for free, and I get them into my green room. So it gives you an incentive to kind of air one type of genre. And that's the whole game. It actually looks really, really cute. I love the theme of it. The art's very, very, very cutesy. Gives me kind of a Weird Al kind of, what was that show called again, buddy?
UHF.
UHF, yes. How can I even forget that? That is a classic show. It pretty much gives an entire, like if there's a Wheel of Fish card, I wouldn't be surprised on here in any way. So it gives kind of a cute humor vibe to it with all the goofy shows that you get going on and the hosts and things like that. And since it's 2-player, it plays relatively quick. I wish the network game gets reprinted soon. That's a multiplayer version of this game, and I'm curious to see how different it plays. But for now, I think we could keep ourselves busy with this for a while. Thanks again for stopping by, Misfits, for a snapshot of the rival networks. I hope this gives you a good idea of what you're expecting when you get the game. It actually looks like quite a lot of fun. I want to thank Formal Ferret again for hooking us up. This game is actually really, really cute, and I think you guys probably have a little hit in your hands. Certainly in the two-player arena, those two-player games are actually kind of trending hot right now because sometimes, you just have only one other person to play with. Anyway, guys, pick it up. Thanks again for watching. This is Misfit Anthony, and game on, guys.